I didn't record much today because there was nothing going on. I mostly cleared out the floor in my dining room, which was collecting a large amount of user manuals or magazines or just boxes. And now it is time to make supper. I thought I would share my current endeavor, which is to find a tasty and easily reheatable vegan cheese sauce. I do have one that I really like. It is made with potatoes, carrots, and cashews as the base. It's kind of my go-to for now. So I went searching online today and I found a cheese sauce that doesn't use any cashews. It uses white beans as the base. So I'm hoping it will taste good and be easy to reheat, because I like to make things like this in a large batch and not have to make it every single time I make supper. I am going to need white cannellini beans, some coconut milk. She calls for any unsweetened milk, and I thought coconut milk would be good because I've not tried this before. I usually use unsweetened soy milk. And we're going to use nutritional yeast flakes. We're also going to need some garlic powder and some salt. Since I'm using the flakes, she calls for apple cider vinegar and also 2 teaspoons of olive oil. Another recipe I came across while I was looking today called for turmeric, which I have, and I will just try to add a pinch of that into this. And I think I have all the spices I need now. Oh, and one more thing, I'm going to add a little chunk of these frozen chipotle chilies. First, I need 1 cup of beans. I'm going to drain and rinse these. And I forgot to talk about the most important piece of equipment for this recipe. Need a blender. So the method of cooking isn't any more complicated than just adding everything to the blender and whizzing it up. Here's 1 cup of beans, 1/2 cup of this coconut milk. I need 5 tablespoons of nutritional yeast. Salt, she suggests 1/2 teaspoon. This salt is very strong though, so I think I'll go with 1/4 teaspoon. You can always add more later. 1/8 teaspoon garlic powder. Since I used the nutritional yeast, she suggests using 1/2 teaspoon of apple cider vinegar. Anytime I smell vinegar, I think I should be sitting down in a restaurant. It's actually quite a comforting smell, especially apple cider vinegar. And she suggests adding 2 teaspoons of either a vegan butter, which I don't have right now, or 2 teaspoons of olive oil. I think I'm going to start with a 1/2 teaspoon, since it is pretty strong and it does have the seeds in it. Oh, and a pinch of turmeric. Now let's see how it blends. Okay, it tastes pretty awful. I'm thinking that maybe because it's not blending well, because it's not enough for this blender pitcher. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and double the amount of beans and the amount of coconut milk and nutritional yeast and all the other ingredients. Hopefully I will get a much better blend this time. Well, it is definitely better in texture. It's much more like a cheese sauce. I hope it's good. Yes, that is better. It's really due to the texture. It still has like this powdery feeling in my mouth, but it's all right. It'll do for supper tonight. The cheese sauce was alright, but I made more of the cashew-based recipe I liked later in the week. To make a vehicle for this cheese sauce, I cooked some brown rice and chopped up 2 of my favorite roasting vegetables, broccoli and sweet potatoes. This is my go-to dinner these days. I could eat plate after plate of it. Although my cheese sauce endeavor was the big project for the day, I didn't use it for my photo. Earlier that evening, I snapped a quick picture of some house finches, and I think the boy's red color is so pretty. Seeing as this steady drizzling rain is going to last all day, it looks like I'll be staying inside. Since October is nearly at an end, I thought this would be a great opportunity to change out my summer teaware for my cute autumn owls and other fall dishes. Time stole itself away this fall, but I still have 1 month left to enjoy these cheerful faces before I set out the winter dishes. I'm also doing a quick rearranging of my mugs to put my autumn ones front and center. My winter mugs will be waiting right behind them. They make me so happy. I love reaching for one of these each morning. Now that I've got my owl mugs out, I'm absolutely going to use them for a photo. I think a tea pouring photo is just the right thing for the occasion. This photo ended up being tricky to take. To get the ambient candlelight, I needed to have the shutter open a little longer. The flashes provided the main light in the scene, but I ran into an unusual issue. Because the candlelight was continuous light, I had to hold the teapot very still during the exposure, or else it would look blurry. Not so easy to do while pouring tea from a heavy pot. I love my yard, but when I'm engrossed in creative projects, getting outside to weed is the last thing on my to-do list. It was a clear evening, so I thought I'd tackle the worst of it. Josie was an excellent observer. Seeing as tomorrow is my favorite holiday, Halloween, I'm going to take a photo I've had planned for some time. I stocked up on marshmallow pumpkins for the occasion. I'm using this little container to take up some space in the mug to make it look full of pumpkins. I am personally a bigger fan of Garfield's Halloween, but since we've got a pumpkin theme going, I'll use this great pumpkin shirt I have. What's your preference, Garfield or Peanuts? I've got my creepy ambience on the TV, my camera, and my flash set up. Now to take the picture so I can go to bed. Halloween at the Kentucky Horse Park is a fun day I have attended for several years. The riders and horses dress up in cute costumes for a special horse show. I usually photograph the show, but this year I made a video instead. It was nice to shake up the experience for me. I did take a nice photo of everyone after the show. As with any favorite holiday, it is hard for me to move on the day after it is over. I still had another spooky photo I wanted to make before settling into November. I don't have any behind the scenes as I needed my phone to pull this picture off. I waited until nighttime and set my camera up at the edge of my bed. Then I and the camera got under the bedsheet. I held my phone in front of my face and used the camera's phone app to focus and take the photo. The last thing was to have a frightened look on my face. I thought the result was pretty cute. This was one of those days where I burrowed into my office and didn't emerge until late in the day. Thankfully, my editing assistant let me know it was time to get up and enjoy the sunset. I caught winter soaking up the warmth of the last light of the day. November 3rd, 2020 was an emotionally charged day, to say the least. My stomach was in knots all evening. To calm my nerves, I spent some time outside just watching the tall grass blowing in the wind and enjoying the sunset. Once it was too dark to be outside, I busied myself making some comfort food, even if my stomach couldn't handle much of it. My photo commemorated the moment.